From Astoria to the Rockaways, it's time for the Queen's New Yorker. And here is the man giving you all the info, your uber snazzy and jazzy host, Mr. Jason
Oh, thank you, Jason Kelly, and good evening to you all on this Wednesday, December 11th, 2019. It is episode number 38. Oh, coming to you live from the WJDC studios in beautiful Oviedo, Florida, for another edition. And boy, we got a great show for you today because we're doing my hometown, folks. That's right. Richmond Hill. Oh, boy. Well, another week gone and getting closer to Christmas. And I hope yours is getting even merrier, as they say. We can say merrier here on the show because, well, we don't refrain from it. Okay? We could say happy holidays all you want, but we say Merry Christmas here in this household, and we stay to it, and we keep true to it. So that's the bottom line. All right? So, before we get into Richmond Hill, though, I want to let you know that we are getting close to the Rockaways. One more city will be there. A lot of people are asking me, what's going to happen after you cover the Rockaways? Are you done with the show or what? No. Oh, folks, we have not even scratched the surface of everything that Queens is and was and is to be. We have so much to cover. Now we'll go back to Astoria and we'll hit it all over again and we'll pick out different points of interest for you. And we're going to learn a lot over the next course of months and years to come, and we hope that you'll continue with this support. Speaking of support, the YouTube channel is phenomenally doing fantastic. Last week's episode 37 of Ozone Park in South Ozone Park, 20 views. 20 views. 2 comments, 3 likes. The week before that with Howard Beach, the small neighborhoods, 21 views. And Howard Beach in the Hole, episode 35, 69 views. The most viewed episode so far that I have looked over and back and forth is number 33, South Jamaica, 80 views, 7 likes, and 6 comments. Our current subscriber list for the community of our YouTube channel is right now at 127. And all of these people I have subscribed to, and I find their content very interesting. You guys have a lot of creative juices flowing, and we hope that you are enjoying the content we are putting out for you as well. And I want to thank a big shout out to Gallagher, who has helped me grow my channel. I give him all the credit. He has taken us from 20 subs all the way to 127. We gained over 107 subscribers so far in the past 2 months so far. And I'm just amazed. And the views are just piling in. And speaking of views, we have 846 total views. We're only 154 away from 1,000. And that thank you video that's coming up, when we do hit 1,000, will have me, my face, sitting in my chair in the other room, thanking those who truly deserve to be thanked. Okay? So when that time comes, we'll get there. And then the Mixcloud page, well, 1 listen for the episode 37, Minutes listened, though, 2,880. At the end of the year, if the listens don't really climb heavily, I think I will be 86ing the Mixcloud page. And it's not to say that Mixcloud is a bad page. What I've noticed is that I can do so much better with my jazz show than I can with the Queen's New Yorker, because everybody likes pictures and slideshow presentations. So the jazz show is actually doing so much better on Mixcloud because it's for DJs, literally. Well, it's for anybody who plays music. So in that case, at the end of the year, the Queen's New Yorker could go bye-bye on Mixcloud, but not in a bad way. And we're not going to be burning our bridges with Mixcloud because we'll still have the Canio Smooth Jazz show, and we might even bring back the disco show or J-Scapes, whichever ones I feel would be beneficial to that. So to the 361 followers on the Mixcloud page, thank you for your continued support, but come over to YouTube. That's where the show is going to really hit, and that's where it's taking off. Speaking of taking off, I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, so if I sound a little nasally, just bear with me with that, because I will, see, I had the sniffles. I had a cold over the weekend. Started as a sore throat. You know the whole deal. Goes around, catches at work. So that is the situation. So if I sound a little nasally, it's because I have a cold. All right. Richmond Hill, Queens, my neighborhood, where I grew up, where I was for the first 17 years of my life. It is a commercial and residential neighborhood located we're in the southwestern part of the borough. The neighborhood is split between Queens Community Board 9 and 10. The area borders Kew Gardens and Forest Park to the north, Jamaica and South Jamaica to the east, South Ozone Park to the south, and Woodhaven and Ozone Park to the west. Now, little is known, actually, Richmond Hill is known as Little Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago for its large Indo-Guyanese, Indo-Trinidadian, and Tobaganian and Indo-Caribbean immigrant population, as well as Little Punjab, and for its large Punjabi immigrant population. Richmond Hill is home to a density of Roman Catholic, Eastern Orthodox, Christian, Sikh, Hindu, Jewish, and Muslim places of worship. Main commercial streets in the neighborhood include Jamaica Avenue, Atlantic Avenue, and Liberty Avenue, as well as Rockaway Avenue. The portion of the neighborhood south of Atlantic Avenue is also known as South Richmond Hill. And the Long Island Railroad provides freight access via the Montauk branch, which runs diagonally through the neighborhood from northwest to southeast. Many residents own homes, though some also rent within small apartment buildings. Richmond Hill is located in Queens Community District 9, and its zip codes are 11418 and 11419. It is patrolled by the New York City Police Department's 102nd Precinct. Politically, Richmond Hill is represented by the New York City Council's 28th, 30th, and 32nd districts. Now, Richmond Hill is located between Kew Gardens and Forest Park to the north, Jamaica and South Jamaica to the east, and South Ozone Park to the south, and so on and so forth. You also have the Van Wyck Expressway that abuts the eastern end of the community, and the portion of the neighborhood known as south of Atlantic Avenue is South Richmond Hill. Why did they even put a specific in there? I have no idea. Here's the history. This is the important part. This is the meat and bones of it, folks. Here we go. The hill referred to as Richmond Hill is a moraine created by debris and rocks collected while glaciers advanced down North America during the Wisconsin glaciation. Prior to European colonization, the land was occupied by the Rockaway Native American group, for which the Rockaways were named. Now, in 1660, the Welling family, purchased land in what was then the western portion of the colonial town of Rustdorp. The land would become the Welling Farm, while Rustdorp would be renamed Jamaica under British rule in 1664. The Battle of Long Island, one of the bloodiest battles of the Revolutionary War, was fought in 1776 along the ridge in present-day Forest Park near what is now the golf course clubhouse. Protected by its thickly wooded area, American riflemen used guerrilla warfare tactics to attack and defeat the advancing Hessians. One of the sites that would make up modern Richmond Hill, Lefferts Farm, was said to be the site of the Revolutionary War battle. In January of 1853, a farming community was established on the south side of Jamaica Avenue between 110th and 112th Streets, known as Clarenceville. This land was purchased from the Welling estate. Richmond Hill's name was inspired either by a suburban town near London or by Edward Richmond, who was a landscape architect in the mid-19th century who designed much of the neighborhood. And in 1868, Alban Platt, a successful Manhattan lawyer, purchased the Lefferts, Welling, and Bergen farms, along with other plots amounting to 400 acres of land, and hired Richmond to lay out the community. The tract extended as far north as White Pot Road, which is now Kew Gardens Road, near modern Queens Boulevard. The area reminded Mann of the London suburb where his family resided. Mann's sons would later found the nearby Kew Gardens neighborhood from the northern portion of the land. Streets, schools, a church, and a railroad were built in Richmond Hill over the next decade, thus making the area one of the earliest residential communities on Long Island. And the streets were laid down to match the geography of the area. The development of area was facilitated by the opening of two railroad stations. These were the Clarenceville Station on the Brooklyn Island City. These were the Clarenceville Station on the Brooklyn and Jamaica Railroad at Atlantic Avenue and Greenwood Avenue, which is now 111th Street. And the Richmond Hill Station at Park Street, now Hillside Avenue, near Jamaica and Lefferts Avenues on the Montauk Railroad line between Long Island City and Eastern Long Island. By 1872, a post office was established in the neighborhood. And while the Clarenceville neighborhood was merged into Richmond Hill was incorporated as an independent village in 1894, by which time it had also absorbed the Morris Park neighborhood, which had been established in 1885. In 1898, Richmond Hill and the rest of Queens County were consolidated into the city of Greater New York. The New York City Subway's BMT Fulton Street line was extended east along Liberty Avenue into the area on September 25, 1915, terminating at Lefferts Avenue, now Lefferts Boulevard. It is now the southern terminal of the A train. The area received further development when the BMT Jamaica line elevated, now served by the New York City Subway's J and Z trains, was extended east into the neighborhood at Greenwood Avenue, now 111th Street, on May 28, 1917. As the neighborhood's population continued to grow into the 1920s, smaller, closely spaced houses and apartment buildings began to replace large private houses. You could also look at the demographics, the points of interest, police and crime, the health, the post offices and zip codes, all the major schools, which we'll cover later on, notable residents as well. That is the history of Richmond Hill, folks. It's an interesting kind of history that I think is great. Next week on the program, or next time on the program, not next week, but next time, we're going to be looking at that final southwestern city, that neighborhood, Woodhaven. And it's a biggie. Oh, not so much, but we'll cover it in the 15-minute segment. I'm Jason DeCanio, and remember, folks, be honest, be real, keep it simple, stupid, kiss. And remember, always tell the truth before you ever spew another lie again. All right. See you the next time on the Queens New Yorker on YouTube and Mixcloud. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
You have been watching the Queens New Yorker. This is Jason Kelly on a Jason DeCanio internet presentation. Thank you for your support.
Don't forget to subscribe to the David Dyson Network for great more content like this one.